How many calories is enough to bulk?
I'm Nate, the FitFutureMD. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. I appreciate the support, and I hope that my videos are helping you.
So, you want to bulk, but you don't want to be this big old fat bloated bodybuilder bulk, right? So the question is, how many calories over your maintenance calories do you go so that you don't become this big bloated creature that you don't recognize, that doesn't look good in photos, that you can't be proud, you know, that they don't even really know that you are a bodybuilder or that you do lift weights, or, you know, because people should be able to sit there and say, well, oh, this guy works out. Like, he's definitely a person that, you know, is health conscious, and, you know, so how many calories, right? How many calories? So first you got to figure out what is your BMR, what is your base level calories, okay? And for most people, that's going to be 14 times whatever their body weight is, right? That's how many calories is your maintenance calories. And then, of course, you'll use the food journal and macros to make sure that that is actually still true, right? Because there's some people that have their metabolism's less than that, and there's some people that metabolism's way higher, right, than that. So I always say you can go between 12 and 16 to figure it out. If you know that you're a person that it is very difficult to gain weight, it is difficult to eat a lot of food, whatever, that you do 16 instead of 14. And if you're a person that is very inactive and it's very, very difficult to lose weight, and, you know, whatever, that you do a 12, right? So that's just a beginner range, right? So you actually use the food journal to figure out where it actually is, right? So you do your macros every day and say, oh, well, I lost 2 pounds. Well, why did I lose 2 pounds today? You know, well, obviously my BMR is way higher than I think it is, you know, type deal. So, but in general, to answer the question, you should never be more than 1,000 calories over your BMR to bulk and to stay lean. Okay. And so 1,000 calories over theoretically would gain you 2 pounds a week, right? And if you did that with more protein than carbs and fat, then you are going to stay lean and you're going to gain muscle, right? The difficulty is, so like for me, I'm already shooting over 200 grams of protein, right? It is very difficult to add more protein to my diet, right? I know for a short time, you know, I know for that Ronnie Coleman and all them, they were able to do 500 grams of protein and all, you know, all this kind of craziness, but I'm a natural lifter. I'm not, you know, I don't have the hormones to eat that much protein, right? It's just not, it's past my genetic limit, right? So, and your body just physically won't digest it, right? So there comes a point where you're playing around with this stuff and you literally just can't, or you can't afford it, right? You know, how many people can afford 12 ounces of steak, you know, 3 times a day? Like, it's very expensive, right? Carbs are cheaper, you know, and you have to play around with, well, how many carbs can I have before I be bloated, or, you know, before I'm using the bathroom 3 or 4 times a day, or, you know, that kind of stuff. So basically the gist of it is you kind of have to play with your body and find out. But in general, if it's general advice, then no more than 1,000 over your basal metabolic rate, and you will stay decently lean and gain muscle at an appropriate rate. And like I say, as you go up in muscle mass, your BMR will change, right? So you might be 1,000 calories over the first 6 weeks, and then your BMR changes, you know, and you notice, well, I'm staying the same, right? Last 2 weeks I was the same weight. Well, now I need to go up more calories and make sure I stay lean, right? And the biggest thing with this is that most people do a bulk, you know, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 3 months, whatever. But you need to say, well, what do I want to actually look like? And what people do a lot is people will go up, down, up, down, up, down, and never really get any progress, right? They're always either gaining the same muscle or losing the same muscle. Whereas what you really should do is you say, oh, okay, I'm 160 pounds, and my goal weight is to be 225 or 215 or whatever it is, 210. So what I would do is I would bulk until I'm about 230 or 240, slowly over time, right? So take 2 years and bulk, and then when you go to lose it, you're at 210, 215, and you look the way you want to look, instead of, oh, this year I'm 170, next year I'm 175, 3 years from now I'm only 180, 5 years from now I'm only 190, where I could take 2 years and be there, right? So just keep that in mind. If you're a person that has just lost a crap ton of weight, and now you say, oh, well, now I need to bulk, now I don't have any muscle left, you know, because that's usually what happens. You lose a crap ton of weight, and you got a bunch of loose skin, you look like crap, or you look the same as you did big, just smaller, right? This is where people say, oh, well, man, I got to bulk, like, what do I need to do? Same thing. I want to be this weight and look this way, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly bulk over time, 2 years, a year to 2 years, and just slowly bulk. I'm not going to go crazy, like I'm not going to be eating ice cream, and I'm still going to be on a nutrition plan, you know. Not saying you can never have a piece of cake, but you don't eat 3 pieces of cake, right? That's my issue, right? So if I get cake, man, I'm gonna eat half the cake. If I get pie, I'm gonna eat half the pie. Like, there's no stopping once I start, right? So I don't want that, right? So when I cut this stuff out, I just cut it out. It's done. I'm never having it again. That's it. You know, as long as I'm on a nutrition plan, right? But, you know, you still want to be able to go to a birthday party and enjoy yourself, right? You still want to be able to go to Thanksgiving, have a meal with your family, that type deal. So I think the longer you have to go, the more disciplined and harder it is, right? And so that's it for that. 1,000 calories over is the answer. Don't go more than 1,000 calories over your BMR. Adjust when your BMR increases. Bulk for 2 years so that you're where you want to be, and you're not delaying your gains. Basically, you don't want to you want to start at 20 years old and be 40 years old before you actually reach your goal. You want to be 20 years old and reach your goal at 23 or 24, right? It makes more sense. So anyway, I hope this helped you guys. I'm Nate, the FitFutureMD. Make sure you hit the notification bell. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I hope I'm helping you. If I am, leave it in the comments below. Leave your questions in the comments so I can answer them up here. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.